And yes, Victor is locked in. I'm very excited. We actually see a decent amount of Victor played in these workshops, and I think a good portion of it is because I play a lot of Victor on stream. So we attract a lot of Victor players, and we also attract people who think, oh, that looks like a really cool champion. I should play them. So it all combines to see a lot of Victor played, and that makes me happy. I'm going to grab a drink while this loads. I'll be right back, and we'll go over picks and bans. Okay, sorry for the delay, guys. I have my drink now. We're all good and ready to start the match. Okay, so final picks and bans. On blue team, we have Kassadin, Dr. Mundo, and Kha'Zix banned out. Pretty standard bans right now. I agree with all of them. Kha'Zix is actually pretty terrifying in solo queue, so it's all good. On purple team, we have a Yasuo, Thresh, and Annie ban. That's a lot of supports banned. I wouldn't have banned the Annie myself. I might have saved that ban for a Vi, a Kayle, something like along those lines. Hell, even a Shyvana would have been a pretty good ban. It's possible, though, that they just wanted to take the Annie out, and seeing as they are running an Ashe, I kind of agree with it. That's a pretty good... If they knew they were going to run Ashe, banning an Annie is not a bad thing. It makes her laning potential a lot safer. As far as picks, then, we have a Leona support paired up with a... Oh, wait. Okay, so that's a top lane Leona, it looks like. Let me just refer back to what lanes people are doing. Coffee Dave was picked for support. Okay, yeah. It's a lane Lulu. It took me a minute. What? I'm very confused as to the picks and bans right now. I think they didn't swap teams. Okay, well, we'll see what they end up doing. I believe Ice Huntress was picked for AD carry. Was she not? No. This is very confusing. We'll see what they end up playing in terms of roles. Yeah, Leona ban instead of Annie would be fine as well. That being said, Annie and Leona both have relatively strong counters, such as Lulu, Karma, that sort of thing, where, yeah, they're very, very strong picks, but it's difficult to tell exactly what went through their mind there. I'm fine with Annie ban. I just think there are better uses of it. I'm assuming that's then a Wukong top, Anivia mid, jungle Shaco. Everything on the other team is standard. I am assuming that is a Lulu top. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I actually picked Ice Huntress for top lane. So it would be a Lulu top, Graves Leona bot lane, which is huge, huge kill potential, and Victor mid. In terms of laning potential, Victor generally beats Anivia, but isn't able to kill the ice, the lovely Ice Bird's egg. The actual egg passive will not be easily killed by Victor until he gets his ult. That being said, though, once Anivia does have ult, is able to turn back on and stop a lot of Victor's roam potential, his dueling potential, and just makes it a lot more difficult for him to get ahead after level 6. Wukong versus, I'm assuming, Lulu top. Lulu is going to be able to polymorph, is going to be able to slow, is going to be able to harass, but the actual hard engage coming out from Wukong is going to be pretty potent. So that's going to be a skill matchup, but I would expect to see Wukong win that if he plays it well. Shaco, I hate Shaco, but he's fine. I hate him as a champion. I don't like seeing him played. Yeah, we do see a lot of Shakos in workshops. I'm not sure if it's because they know I hate him and they want me to die, or what. Is this going to work or not? There we go. Now it's loading in. I'm going to take a quick look at runes and masteries here. Thing is, this is taking a while. I'm pretty sure Damien has played Anivia in our workshops before. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares. Victor running very standard runes, hybrid penetration reds, armor yellows, AP per level blues, flat AP quints. He's running 2280. Odd choice in my mind, but we'll see how that works out for him. Leona has gone for a 0-13-17. Pretty good choice there. Full armor, health, and magic resist, so standard runes for Leona support. Move speed, attack speed, Shyvana. It'll make her jungle here quick. That's no real complaints there. 2190 Graves, 4% lifesteal, magic resist per level. I'm interested to see magic resist per level. If Zyra lands some early engage, that could leave Graves a little bit vulnerable, but he is going to have lifesteal, obviously, to get back into it. Lulu is running AD lifesteal, so she's going to be playing it as an AD carry Lulu top, rather than an AP on hit style of gameplay. It's all perfectly fine, though. Zyra... Magic pen. It looks like an incomplete rune page to me, or mixed runes. It's hybrid... No, wait. Hybrid penetration, AP, armor, and magic resist. Okay. Pretty standard. And then 9-6-15 in terms of masteries. Anivia, 2109. She's running full move speed. That's actually interesting on Anivia. Anivia suffers from very poor move speed, so being able to get in and out of range of Victor is going to be pretty important for her. So I kind of like that choice. 2253 on Shaco with AD rune page, so essentially 15 AD. Pretty standard. Attack damage, armor pen on Wukong. I don't usually see armor pen on Wukong, only because his Q already does that for him. And then 2190. Ashe running really standard magic resist per level. She's actually running 6% lifesteal instead of the standard 4. And then 23, 5, and 2. So I'm assuming that 2 is in the mana regen, so she could use more volleys. Yes, as far as the Tumblr giveaway is concerned, every like is an entry, every reblog is an entry. Okay, we are... excuse me, we are loaded in now. Wait, what am I doing? Lulu's top. There, everyone's all paired off. I'm interested to see if we see any non-conventional build starts.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Zyra going for Spell Thief's Edge. That is very non-conventional. Spell Thief's Edge is not a good item. There's two reasons. Reason one is that you pretty much have to have Doran's Shield if you want to be able to win trades bot lane. Right now, Doran's Shield is completely overpowered, broken. Everyone builds it. It's just so, so good. In terms of gold per 10 items, though, the coin is so potent that coin is really your only viable option. Very, very few champions will still go for a Tarragon's Embrace, or is Tarragon Embrace? Either way, Tarragon's. Like a Leona, Thresh, that sort of thing, they'll sometimes still build Tarragons, and it's a fine item. But generally, just everyone builds coin. It's so good. So yeah, I don't agree with that start on her. That's going to cost them if they do get engaged. And it being a Leona Graves, they're going to try and engage on you at level 2 or 3. Both mids starting Doran's, very standard. Both junglers going standard. And the Lulu running AD, and then, of course, the Doran's Ring. That's really... it's hard to call something standard when it's hardly ever played, but that is what you build on hit top lane Lulu. Wukong has gone for Flask. I've mentioned before in workshops that Flask is so good on Wukong because he's very mana hungry. So in order to win top lane, that Flask is going to come in very, very handy for him. I'm interested to see how they position top lane. I would expect Lulu to position very aggressively and try and poke early, especially given she does have lifesteal. Okay, Wukong does return damage very nicely, but it's going to take a lot of return damage. On Lulu's side, though, I would point out that Wukong has so many more potions than you that going even in a trade generally isn't worth it. As Wukong, as soon as he hits level 2, he needs to try and engage. An E auto attack, Q auto attack. Oh, we have a pause coming out. Interesting to see. Okay, apparently Wukong's lagging. Hopefully we're not having server issues again. In the meantime, thank you to all of our new followers. Minamon1, Anthony the Gunji, Eva Shuguki01, Philip Baum, EJPRIL93, Vic_P, Bogger28, Azkite, Phoenix20, Only Riven NA, Saggy Buttcheeks, CSI Dude, Michael726, CMDH7, Wavefire25, Me Not Fit, Icefire Limit. Thank you for all of your support, guys. We really do appreciate it. If I missed anyone, I apologize, but that's as far back as I have records of at the moment. Yes, so many thank you to Saggy Buttcheeks. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Godfate, stop killing chat. Alright, our game is no longer paused. To get back into this. So as I was mentioning, Wukong, I would be ticking potions right now as hard as you can. He goes in before level 2. If I were him, I'd wait till level 2 and then engage. I'd also be using health potions, not the flask charges, because you're not really missing any mana. Alright, potion coming out from Lulu, so that's not going to be a level 2 kill for Wukong. I was reading names of new followers and thanking them for their support of the stream. Bot lane, we are level 2. Leona's taking a little bit of harass trying to get in for a stun. Unfortunately not able to get onto the Zyra. Also want to point out she activated her Q before trying to E. You don't do that as Leona. You E, auto attack, Q, auto attack. Because you can do a triple attack very quickly. Victor's actually getting pushed in a little bit, which is surprising coming from an Anivia. If I were him, I'd be auto-attacking the wave a little bit, making sure it doesn't push in. He's not last hitting very well under turret either. We see that Wukong trying to go in, barrier comes out, first blood goes over to him. Really good job. It takes a lot of minion damage there. A really good job finishing it off though, and nice choice of barrier on Lulu. Hey, I looked at top as it was important. Zyra gets taken really low. Leona taking a lot of return aggression though. I would have backed out just slightly earlier. All potions are down. I would suggest trying to set up another play. Unfortunately though, you are a little bit pushed towards their tower right now. That was a perfect engage opportunity. You're taking too many turret shots. You're gonna get taken down. Yep. Leona went in way too deep. She needed to ping it in time so that Graves would be aware of what was happening. Then when she E'd, she needed to take a step back so that she wasn't tanking turret as she did her auto attack trades. With a proper Graves combo, that would have turned the other way and they would have won. Right now mid lane, Victor is actually getting a lot of CS, even though I insulted him earlier. I was mentioning that he wasn't lasting that well under turret, but right now he's completely ahead in farm. Anivia is not getting hardly any at all, and he's putting a lot of pain onto her between auto attacks and the E's. So really good job there. Egg down from Anivia. As I mentioned in pregame, he's not going to be able to finish off the egg. But the poke coming out is absolutely dominating this lane right now. Lulu's having some mana issues here. Gets engaged on by the Wukong. Words are not working for me today. I'm interested to see Wukong's gone for a null magic instead of an aggressive start. I like doing aggressive starts on Wukong. Like, I treat him as an AD caster. I go in really early and I engage hard. A lot of damage coming out from him. This should be another kill over to him. He just needs to stay in range. Good job. As I mentioned in pregame, Wukong should win this lane. Lulu needs to play it very carefully. She needs to be freezing at turret. She needs to be avoiding getting engaged on. And she's just not doing that at the moment. Not that she's playing oh so badly. No, it's just that Wukong is a high burst lane and he counters mages very, very well. So Lulu needs to keep that in mind and play just a little bit more passively. Victor has his Death Augment completed. That's going to make his level 6 engage incredibly dangerous. Combine that with the fact that we have a fight coming in bot lane. Leona goes down again. I'm going to actually rewind that. I want to see what set up that fight. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be Leona trying to engage again. She walks directly into these and tries to auto-attack them. And you can't do that. She then tries to go in when her team just isn't in a position to follow, and at that point she dies. You need to not stand in Zyra plants. Zyra plants are her damage. So you're essentially just... There's no reason to go in on that, long story short. Shaco coming in bot lane. I'm interested to see... Yeah, he is going to go over the wall. I'm not sure why he's going in so deep. He could have just waited until the turret pushed up, and he could have set up a play here. Either way, he made his presence felt. Teehee. Jack-in-the-Box presence. See what I did there? Yeah, both mid laners are level 6 now. Why is he stunning there? There's a very odd W coming out from Victor. It didn't really serve any purpose. How do you think that Trundle versus Wukong would pan out? Trundle would absolutely shit on Wukong, because no one can really push Trundle out. Trundle is so dominant in lane, if played properly, just because of his passive healing. Alright, Anivia taking away blue buff. Another engage coming in from Wukong. And as you can see, just a huge amount of damage that he can put onto him every single fight. So at this point, Wukong does not have ult up. That's weird, he didn't level it? It's possible Spectator is bugged, but I'm not showing him as having any points in his queue. Yeah, he's opted to level E instead of his ult twice. What? Okay, so the major points against Wukong. His ult is his main engage potential. And you can't stop his ult with CC. You can only knock him back. So I don't know why he's doing that. You always take your ult at level 6. It's so weird. Shaco coming through here. Interesting to see if he... Oh, he does land the smite, but I think he's going to get taken down by the Shyvana. He doesn't have any escape ability. Oh, he has his ult. That's not actually going to do anything. So, that was a nice steal attempt, but he shouldn't have needed to do that. He could have just dropped ward over the wall and instantly smited. It wasn't smite range. So that was just silly of them. In the end, Victor does get his blue buff, and he also gets a kill. So good job for him to pick that up. At this point, you just want to eat every single cooldown, try and make it stick onto Anivia, and you're going to be able to poke her out of lane very effectively. She's gone for tier over a Rod of Ages start with the Catalyst, so she's not going to have health sustain. She doesn't have any potions except for the one. So at this point, every EU land is pretty much going to be sticking and keeping the damage on. Someone in chat was asking when the giveaway is. The giveaway is at the end of this game. We just did our RP giveaway. We're now doing a Steam giveaway. The entrance is open now. Zyra Plant's not quite able to land it. Again, this Leona is way too aggressive. She flashes in for the stun, and I don't quite know what she's trying to do here. Okay, Zyra ult not quite connecting. Barrier does come out from Graves. Turns out it isn't needed, but good reaction on his part. Zyra needs to be moving a little bit further forward if she is going to try and land an ult like that. You can't try and catch them with just a lift. It doesn't really work that way. Not since they nerfed the cast range, for that exact reason. In the end, Victor does go down, so I'm going to rewind that, see what sets up that play, but I'm pretty sure it's just the jungle pressure. Shaco able to get in behind, cuts off Victor, and takes him down. Yeah, so that's just him being a little too aggressively, and good jungle pressure coming out from Shaco. He is starting to have a little bit of an influence now.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Meanwhile, in top lane, Wukong engages again. Wukong still doesn't have an ult. This is gonna bother me the entire game. He's level 9. He hasn't taken a single point in his ult. It's Wukong. You exist for your ult. Ugh. It's like playing Fiora and not leveling your ult. Why are you playing Fiora then? The actual CS top lane is even. So good job for Lulu picking up what CS she can. Honestly though, if he took ult, he would kill Lulu every time she comes into lane, and she wouldn't get anything. Shaco camping mid again, goes in behind. Oh, unfortunately, Victor does use his stun field, but it's not going to actually do anything. Because he does move on the clone. I'm interested to see that Anivia didn't really fight here. What is Shaco doing? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. That was just a really weird way of handling things. Yeah, there hasn't been wards on Dragon, there is now. Shaco could have soloed it right as he hit level 6. Level 6 Shaco can just solo it with his clone and boxes. Box on box on box. Zyra landing a lot of harass. Leona goes in, and again, she's separated from her AD carry. She's going in when her team is not able to. This time, though, it looks like it might actually work, because Zyra is caught out. Lands the ult, Ashe arrow, and... Nope, she does go down, but it's just a support trade at that point. With the turret being down, Ashe should be able to chase this in. Nope, not quite enough move speed. She just needed one more auto attack to keep this slow. Shyvana coming down. If Shyvana gets in behind, she is a little bit far forward. And no, she didn't go through river, so she's not able to get in behind. She's just going to be slowed forever. Wukong going in top again, getting another kill. He has leveled his ult. Glory hallelujah. Okay, he didn't use the ult, but he has leveled it, and he has his Tiamat done, so this lane is pretty much over for Lulu, unfortunately. Even with jungle help, she's not really going to be able to do anything at this point. Wukong with either a Trinity Force or a Hydra. The burst is there. You're going to get a kill anytime you get a combo onto a squishy person like Leona. In the meanwhile, Leona is going for the Blade of the Ruin King build, which is all well and good, but you're not going to be tanky even with the Blade of the Ruin King. Victor is pulling significantly ahead in farm on the Anivia. Anivia just not able to land the CS she needs. I'm not sure, is Victor DC'd? Yeah, I think he's DC'd. They're gonna kill him. That's unfortunate for him. I'm assuming it was, yeah, just lagged out. They're gonna turn that into a free dragon. Well, it's unfortunate that Victor was AFK. It's a really good play by Purple Team to notice, okay, well, regardless of what circumstances fed it, we got a kill, they're not able to respond, let's take a free objective. So good job there. The Ashe arrow is back up. I'm interested to see, Shaco really isn't coming bot lane at all. Good ward coverage, though, to protect the main entrance points to bot lane, but he could just come through lane, Ashe could arrow, follow it up with a Zyra ult, and it would set up a fight really easily. Wukong getting kited just a little bit here. Has his ult still, but it's a little late for that. You don't want a 1v2. In the meanwhile, bot lane, Ashe actually getting a little bit of... Ooh, nice kiting there. Ashe getting a really good set of kills there. Ends up into a double kill for Victor. Good response, actually. Trying to get in bot lane. I keep seeing people go through this tri-bush instead of just walking through river. Oh, that was an unfortunate ult. You always want to be targeting the person, and it should follow them properly. She's just going to kite you forever now, buddy. Oh, actually the ward is in there, so you're going to get him. Yep. Good pickup for Victor. I would take this farm before going back mid, and Nivea trying to come down. Nivea's not going to be able to land something here. She did walk over a ward. I would expect them to collapse onto this. She walked right through here, so if they're paying attention, they should... Yeah, 4 people. They can easily just combo on. Yeah, and the shield goes in, and free kill for them. Good response by his team. Good, good, good. Lulu taking a lot of damage again top lane. This would set up for a relatively easy dive from Wukong. His ult is up in 15 seconds. His ignite is up now. I would expect, if he can bait out 1 or 2 of Lulu's skills, he could go in with E auto attack, Q auto attack, Tiamat ult. I believe would be the correct combo. I could be wrong on that. There's ult right there. He ulted too late. He needed to ult before she got away. He really likes saving his Wukong ults. Well, he still gets the kill. It just bothers me seeing a Wukong who doesn't use his damn ult. His clone is 4 seconds, his flash is not up, so he's dead. Okay, good job. Good job. That worked for him because he just made them think it was a clone by stopping. They didn't know how long it was. And so they're just going to chase him around for a while. They get the ult, actually. Good job, actually, just taking away Shyvana's ult. It doesn't matter that you died. You took away an ult for it. Alright, and in the meantime, purple team is going to take away the bot turret. Dragon is... not Dragon. Red buff is up, so they're going to take that away as well. They actually leave the turret up. That's fine. Shyvana coming down for her red buff. Blue team could collapse here. I don't think they're going to, though. They're just not going to be in position to do so. Victor also not collapsing. He needed to go through river and could have cut them off. They seem a little scared to fight. I was more referring to the fact that Wukong was dead regardless. He shouldn't have lived the first time. He pulled off a good play. He wasn't going to escape from that, so taking a cooldown, even if it is going to be up in 30-40 seconds, is pretty good. It's a plus. Keep in mind that Pix being on Wukong completely destroys his stealthing ability. So they're not going to be able to just hide in his clone. A lot of damage coming out from Lulu, so good job there. But that's just it. As soon as Wukong returns a combo, he's going to be much, much better off. Alright, freezing. Good job, good job. Shaco should go in behind, honestly. Alright, they got the barrier. No reason to chase this. I don't know why he used his clone. It's not going to actually pick up the kill. And it just bounced back to him just before it died. They're going to get the free tower, so good for them.
The turret has been destroyed.
Alright, they're going to take away the blue buff. That's actually really important to keep that off of Victor. Victor relies on his blue buff quite heavily. Sunfire Cape finished up on Shyvana. Dragon is ready to be taken again. They have a nice pink ward here to help keep them relatively safe if they decide to do it, and they have the Ash Arrow to pretty much stop any attempt. Shaco is going to get caught out by a ward here. Not going to be able to get in range to do much. I don't know why he likes to jump in and then stop and use his ult. It's all well and good. They're going to get the kill for free. Oh, misses the ult. That's unfortunate for him. That would have been a kill. That would just turn on to... Yeah. We're going to be able to turn on to the Zyra and pick up another kill. Good return. In the long term, they go 1 for 1. Lulu has cycled down, so that's a free opportunity for them to do Dragon. The Ash Arrow's down, the Shaco ult is down, and Zyra's dead. So that leaves it pretty much open for them to take. It looks as though they're not going to take that route, though. Wukong is cycling down and would be able to counter it reasonably well himself. RP giveaway is done. Steam giveaway is active now. There is also our large giveaway on Tumblr, which is open for the next 24 hours. We're drawing the prize at noon tomorrow. Yeah, so there's the dragon attempt that I said was going to happen in a minute. Victor trying to cycle down, but he's going to be too late to actually do anything about it. So we have a very solid gold lead on Purple Team right now. They're up 7 kills. They're up around 7,000 gold, and they're up 2 towers. Oh, unfortunate that she does go for the clone. I do like how they can turn the game 7 versus 5, if you don't count Zyra Plant. So you could even call it 8 versus 5. Shaco's in position to set up another free kill onto this Lulu. He's going in a little early. Wukong should have gone through River. Yeah, as soon as you're behind the Lulu, she can hit both of you with her Q. If he'd gone through River, he would have been able to cut her off. And again, using his ult, which he seems to avoid using at all costs. He would have been able to set that up. In the meantime, Lulu turned around and tried to fight Shaco, and so Shaco was able to pick up that kill. Wait, does egg count? In that case, there's like 10 versus 5. And in that case, we may as well just call Zyra's dead form also another ally. I miss York support for like 2 seconds that they tried to run it. I'm not quite sure why Wukong is trying to fight a Shyvana. It doesn't make sense to me. He's barely going to be able to catch up to minions. Shyvana, though, able to just flash right after and pick up the kill. Shaco's going to be cut out by this ward. Lulu should see that. Oh. She doesn't get Pix onto him. Pix reveals stealth, so he wouldn't have been able to escape. This Victor's done okay, but he's not been overly influential this game. It makes me sad. And right as I say that, he picks up a really nice kill, and he should get... Yeah, he's going to get the second. He could have lived through that, though, if instead of staying, he took another step backwards and waited for his Q. It was about half a second cooldown, if I remember my Victor correctly. And even if not, as we saw, the ult would have killed him. He just needed to stay alive that extra second or so. So if he cut it more effectively, he would have still got the double, and he would not have died. And I'm assuming, yeah, she's going to hold mid after. I apologize, I had to change audio balancing. 2 of them coming in onto this Anivia. Anivia should go down from this. Easy, easy kill. Good collapse by Lulu. Wukong is coming in behind, though. And Shaco and Ashe are here. This is a free kill. Good ult from Wukong, knocking up both enemies, keeping on them for full damage, gets the shred on. Shaco ends up cleaning up. Good Victor stun, but just not enough to really set up anything. And unfortunately, Wukong does go down. So good job by Victor picking that up. He was a little late, though. If he responded a little sooner, he might have been able to do a little bit more there. Either way, awesome job from Purple Team here coming out and setting up a lot of good plays. Leona ult comes in. E lands onto Ashe, lands the stun. Good disengage coming out from Zyra. Leona going really deep again. Zyra trying to turn around and pick up this Graves, but not quite able to do so. He goes way into turret. I'm not quite sure why. Is able to pick up the Leona, but I'm not sure why Zyra was so deep there. That didn't quite make sense. Interesting, a Phantom Dancer coming out from Graves. I would have suggested more damage. Graves doesn't really auto-attack that much. Like, he only really uses it between his skills. He's an AD caster. So Phantom Dancer isn't usually rushed on him. Lulu taking a lot of damage. Stun comes out from Anivia. Not going to be able to land this kill, though. Good disengage. Ashe taking away white. Getting a little bit of farm extra for her. Yeah, I just don't agree with the Phantom Dancer. He could have gone for Last Whisper. He could have gone for Static Shiv. He could have gone for Infinity Edge. Like, there's just better items to make his burst more meaningful, whereas Phantom Dancer is an auto-attack item. Dragon's up in 35 seconds. I'm interested to see if they're going to ward up for that, or whether they're just going to wait until it spawns. Lulu picking up a good set of farm top lane. Lulu is at 150 to 170 CS. So she is behind, which is to be expected being 0-6, but she is maintaining some amount of CS, so good for her on that. Wukong takes a lot of damage, has to flash over the wall. Shyvana ult does not make it over the wall. She just sort of bounces around there. In the meantime, Shaco's split pushing is going to be able to get right onto the inhib turret. As Purple Team, you want to keep them from recalling. You want to push in. You want to stop them. You want to make sure they can't actually get back to base. Unfortunately, they don't seem to be in a position to do so. So Graves gets back, is probably going to be able to save the tower. Yeah, Shyvana coming around behind. Not his ult. His clone not able to take him over the wall. Deceive. That's what it is. I know skill names. Leona landing a really good set of stuns onto him. Clone comes out. And Leona should have E in about... Oh, or she can ult. Ashe Arrow. Very, very nicely landed. In the meantime, they're going to go take a quick dragon. They should be able to get that before blue team can react. In the meantime, mid lane, they take down the Zyra. Zyra's... I've had complaints with both supports. They're both playing incredibly aggressively when their team's not there to set up a fight. As a support, yes, you want to be aggressive. Yes, you want to determine the pace of the lane. But you need to still be in communication with your AD carry, or you're just going to be caught out and you're going to die. Wukong picking up a little bit of tankiness now. He's building towards Randuin's with his Hydra and Last Whisper. That's a lot of damage coming out from him. And so I'm very glad to see him building a little bit of survivability so that they do have a front line. Because Shaco is not tanky. So it's not like you have a tank jungler to really do anything for you. So he is going to need that come late game. Victor has gone for an early death cap over a Void Staff. There's not a lot of magic resist on the enemy team, so I do agree with that choice. It's good decision making on his part, assuming he did it reactively rather than just, oh well, I built death cap for damage. I do agree with that choice though this game. Ashe coming up from bot lane. Good decision for her to go back through here rather than trying to walk through river where she could be cut off from her team. Both teams are kind of transitioning to an ARAM style of gameplay, which I really dislike in solo queue. Teams realize, okay, we have an advantage, or okay, we need to team fight now, and they just sort of stick around mid. And I would prefer if they dedicate someone to go split push. That way you can actually make something happen. I'm going to rewind that. Sorry, I was repositioning on my chair. So Shaco is standing in a ward. Victor tries to go in for the kill, and Shaco is able to clone over the wall. Not clone, deceive over the wall. Lands a quick combo, takes out Victor before anyone can really react. Tries to go onto Graves then, and he's going to be caught in a 1v3 situation. Well, he does a good amount of damage, but I don't know if it's quite going to be enough. Wukong able to take down the Lulu before anything really happens. They're then able to combo in with the Leona stun, and they, in response, take out the Zyra. So a little bit sloppy from both teams in just how that was played. Shaco landed a really good kill, and then he just got greedy. That was just overextending and trying to fight before the team was in position to follow up. If there was an Ash Arrow coming, then that would have made sense. If not, then just kind of back out, take your win, and go take an objective, go split push, go do something with that advantage, rather than just kind of throwing it away. Shyvana going off to split push a little bit. Good choice on her part. I would almost expect to see Shyvana just barreling up these lanes. She has really good wave clear between her Sunfire Cape and her Burnout. So I would expect to see her split pushing, whereas Shaco would be doing the same thing on the other team. Alternatively, Graves is a pretty good split pusher because he can just sort of burst the wave and walk away. Just sitting mid lane, you're just kind of waiting for one team to land an engage, and whichever team lands the engage kind of wins the fight, unless there's a huge item advantage on one team. And so that's why I dislike it, because you're taking all the advantages you had from coming out of laning phase, and you're saying, okay, we have an advantage, now let's gamble on that advantage, rather than just doing a sure thing. They're cycling towards bot lane. Ashe is not here. Wukong does clone away, is able to escape, but is very low. We're seeing the exact same thing from Shaco, where he's trying to assassinate players when his team just isn't there. And that's been my complaint with Shaco all game, where he's always trying to do a fight that he cannot win alone. Lulu, in the meantime, split pushing top lane. Wukong is going to go answer that. Good choice, seeing as Wukong still can deal with her very effectively. In the meantime, I would expect to see this Anivia caught out, actually. Leona coming in behind. Wukong not here. Not Wukong. Victor just not in range to follow up. Great disengage coming out from Zyra. And they should be able to take down Zyra, yes. Very good job. From both sides, actually. Lulu going down to Ashe and Wukong. As I mentioned before, Wukong is going to be able to deal with that alone. Ashe decided to come in, and as a result is able to get a little bit more fed. Wukong, I'm not sure why he's fighting there. He doesn't have ult right now. Oh no, he does. I always expect him to have used ults in fights, and he never does. It's a little far forward on Ashe. She's landing a lot of good damage, though. If I were... No, Victor wasn't there. Victor already went back. I was going to say, she could have re-engaged onto Ashe because she didn't really have a choice. She was going to die either way. But Victor wasn't there to follow up with Burst. Good disengage coming out from Victor. Lands a lot of damage onto the Ashe, but Ashe is going to heal up very quickly with her lifesteal. Shyvana now doing the same thing as Shaco. Just getting a little bit caught out, going in without a team for backup. Good wall coming out. And he makes it. Beautiful, beautiful use of his gravity field to disengage. There is a giveaway right now. You can enter it. The keyword is workshop. It's drawn at the end of games. It says right on the screen if you pay attention. Ashe taking away a dragon. Shaco trying to get in behind again. Is not going to be able to take out the Lulu. Gets a lot of damage from Graves in return. Good engage coming out from Zyra, followed up by the Anivia Q. Good job there. Also, hey Requine, are you able to help with the next game for shoutcasting? Victor, again, landing some good damage, but he does need to be careful, because if Wukong lands an engage or if Ashe lands an engage, he is a very dead mid laner. Wukong just really dislikes using his ult. Great combo from the Leona and Victor ults. Unfortunately, they're only able to take away the clone, though. Leona lands an E onto the Zyra. Zyra should be able to disengage here without any real issue. Does have to blow her flash. Ignite is down from Leona, though. Leona has opted to go for a Sunfire Cape. While Sunfire is a nice item on her, I almost would have preferred to see... there's so many options she could go for. I guess I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with it. I might have suggested a Thornmail, though. Because you have an Ashe, you have a Wukong, and you have a Shaco, all of whom are going to do a significant amount of damage through auto attacks. Hey, Hashing Slasher. And yes, anyone can participate in these workshops. We prefer if you're under at or under Gold 5, but with it being a new season, it's very difficult to matchmake anyway, so we just accept pretty much anyone. The whole point, though, is to learn to improve at the game. These are friendly workshop games. They're not designed to show off or just, like, stomp quote-unquote noobs. That's not what these are for. Split push coming out from Shyvana does pick up a tower. Ashe is going to respond to that. They don't have any wards to show that she's coming. Lulu barreling back up to mid lane. Shyvana is able to get onto Ashe a little bit. Shaco is coming down, though, so if Ashe decides to just arrow... Yeah, the perma-slow coming out from Ashe. Able to set this up, and the whole team decides to collapse. I would expect them to turn on to anyone who shows up here, although they're not really going to do anything. Wukong ult is still up. Good Zyra engage. And another kill over to purple team. Really good picks they're making at this point. Both Shyvana and Shaco, not Shyvana, oh my god, Ashe and Shaco are split pushing bot lane now, just pushing out what Shyvana had already pushed in. Victor gonna take away his blue buff. He will need that for the upcoming team fight. Purple team is just completely shoved in all lanes except for top now. So it looks like Victor's going back. I'm assuming he's going to finish up his Hourglass, and then I would expect to see him push out top lane. Yeah, his Hourglass is now finished. Anivia landing a lot of damage onto Graves. Shaco busy taking bot tower again. They should use that to take Baron or take an inhib elsewhere. Like, honestly, Shaco should not be in any risk here. He decides to go after... Okay, that's his clone. Good. He should be able to deceive over this wall. Yep. Good escape. He's just keeping them busy. The amount of time they spent chasing Shaco, they could have done Baron. Like, no word of lie. They should have been able to finish Baron in that time. Neither team seems to really want to end this game. It's taking a long time. Ashar comes in onto Victor. They land a lot of damage onto him. Good. Wait, no, that was a Victor ult. Never mind. Good Zyra stun. And ult. Wukong landing perfect ult across pretty much the entire enemy team. Able to turn that onto them completely. So far it's a 4-for-0, and I expect it to be a 5-for-0 as they go in with the Randuins. That's now 5-for-0. They should take the mid inhib with that, heal up, and then force a Baron. Actually, they have 40 seconds. They could end the game right now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it, and that is the correct decision. They should have no issues ending in 30 seconds. Alright, so good job, purple team. We are doing another workshop game after this, so make sure you are in the proper chat rooms in order to be invited. P4N mid, P4N top, P4N support, P4N jungle, and P4N mid. That's the one I missed. So yeah, make sure you're in one of these chat rooms so we can invite you for the game. We also have our Steam giveaway active right now. The keyword is workshop. Just type that in chat. You also need to be following the stream. Those are the only rules for that. Blue Penguins is now following. Thank you for the support. I'll go over item builds really quickly here. Shyvana, really standard build. Sunfire, Cape, Spirit Visage, Random's Omen, Golem, Ninja Tabi. Really standard. No real complaints there. I didn't get to look at her gameplay too much, unfortunately, so I didn't offer that much insight. Victor, standard build. No complaints, except he didn't build a Void Staff. I agreed with that because there's no magic resist on the enemy team besides Grails. So that's a good choice to go for Deathcap over Void Staff. If they had built any significant source of magic resistance, though, I would have suggested a Void Staff before finishing Deathcap. Leona never upgraded her Nomad's Medallion. I don't agree with that because it offers so much disengage and peel potential. I do like the Thornmail choice, though. I mentioned that in game, and it's possible she built it because of me. But yeah, Thornmail, good choice, but I would have finished up the Nomad's Medallion into Talisman of Ascension first. Graves, gone for Bloodthirster, Last Whisper. He built Phantom Dancer early. I didn't like that choice. And better by building Bloodthirster, Bloodthirster, Zeal, Last Whisper, then Infinity Edge, then upgrade the Zeal to either a Static Shiv or a Phantom Dancer, whichever he needed at that point. But building an early one isn't really needed. Lulu, unfortunately, just a lane matchup issue. Her items are fine. Unfortunately, though, she just wasn't tanky enough to deal with the Wukong. And yeah, it's just unfortunate the lane matchup that Lulu got put into. Shaka, we had some complaints with how he was landing ganks early game as well as how greedy he was, but overall his gameplay was quite good. Standard build, yeah. Static Shiv, Hydra, and then building into an Infinity Edge. That's what you build on Jungle Shaco. Anivia, no Rod of Ages. It's possible she wasn't able to finish one early enough, so that's fine. Zyra, a lot of damage, no Liandry's. Liandry's is actually really good on Zyra because your plant's slow and your plants apply Liandry's. So I would have built Liandry's over Deathcap. Maybe a Void Staff. Overall, no real complaints. Wukong, good item choice. I like that you built the Hydra really, really early. You went full damage to win the lane, and then you built tankiness to survive the late game. So really good choices there. I had a lot of complaints. You didn't level your alt, and that made me very, very angry. You weren't using your alt as well as you could have, but when you did use it, you used it well. So, good job there. Ashe, a lot of damage coming out. Really good play. I don't really have any complaints with the Ashe build either. It's all pretty standard. Oh, I've mentioned before, I don't like Static Shiv and Phantom Dancer. I think it's one or the other. Yes, plants do proc the mask, and that's why Liandry's is core on her. So we are going to create another workshop game. In the meantime, we are drawing the winner of the Steam game.